John Wick 2 opens this weekend. Let's find out if he's still pretty pissed about the dog.
How good to see you again so soon, Mr. Wick.
I'm Roth Cornett.
I'm Andy Signor.
And let's talk John Wick 2. First of all, Andy, give me the setup. How excited were you for the sequel? Did you love the first one?
Good question. Actually, I didn't love the first one the first time I saw it. There was so much hype on this movie when I first saw it. I went on a little, and I had already seen The Equalizer, Denzel Washington, similar movie. Yeah. So my hype had sort of been tempered a bit, and so I liked the film. That said, then I went back to rewatch it without all the attachment to it for our honest trailer, and I really enjoyed it the second time. The second time I was like, okay, I get why this was working. I get why this was fun, and so I became a fan, right? And so being able to see the first one and then go straight into this one, then I became a super fan, and I actually really liked sort of the continuation of the world, and I'd say I'm excited to see chapters 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever they want to deliver now.
Okay, well, there's a potential of a TV show, which we talked about right here on SJ News, but I will own right up top that I was all in on John Wick from the very first viewing. I love the world. I love the style of action. It's certainly a wish fulfillment movie. John Wick is the type of person that you wish you could be, that you're 10 steps of everybody, that you can kill people with coffee cups and elbows and whatever else is disposable to you.
Pencils.
Pencils, certainly quite a lot of pencil usage. So the first film was co-directed by Chad Stahelski, and correct me if I'm wrong, and David Leitch.
Yes.
David Leitch has gone on. He's going to direct Deadpool 2. He produced this one, but Chad directed this one on his own. Do you think that
I mean, the rumors they co-directed, but then there was a DGA rule. Who knows? They were both clearly involved in the first one, and I think then he was more of a producer in the second one.
Yeah.
Chad sort of led the director effort. But yeah, I like these guys. They were stunt guys. Like, they started out in stunt work. They're doing stunt work today. We got to do some of the stunt work with their stunt people. They get it. There's a sort of, you can see they've watched a lot of stunts throughout their history of making films as stunt people. So for them to be able to take the reins, you can see they really want to get the pain, and sort of the action in this is just evident. And I think that's what makes the film so great and why we connect to it. There's a scene in chapter 2 where they fall down a flight of stairs. And I was like, that had to have hurt.
Spoilers.
Like, how did you do this? He's like, oh yeah, we did it once.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they were throwing themselves downstairs to really do it right. Because when I watched that scene in the movie, you're just like, this is intense. It just feels realer and rawer than most action films these days.
I think that Keanu Reeves, we have a theory that Keanu Reeves is the fulcrum of all modern action, right? So you start with Point Break, which beget Fast and the Furious, which come back to Point Break and all of the other things. Then, of course, there's The Matrix. And now there's John Wick, Speed. And now there's John Wick. And what I love about it is that you can see kind of the culmination of everything he was to date. He is very much into hand-to-hand action. He is very involved. He's been doing this work for years and years and years. A film that he directed that not a lot of people saw, called The Man of Tai Chi, is a great film and a great example of sort of the work, that culmination of the work he's done. But here, I think it's even more accessible in John Wick. And the other thing that's great about this character in this world is that it is such a rich world of assassins. It is so fun to explore what the rules are. You have the Continental Hotel, which I still say could be a great TV series unto itself. What this movie didn't have that the first one did, that I wondered if it would be missing, was the revenge aspect, right? I think we were all 1,000% behind this character because you killed the puppy.
Yeah, you don't kill the dog.
And 900 people should die for that, and I
74.
agree.
74.
I lost track of the kills in this one, I will say that. There was a ton of references here, as there was in the first film, but I don't know how you keep count when there's so much death.
They were smart. Chapter 2, John Wick, picks up right after chapter 1, and I like that they didn't try and like fast forward, and it just keeps going. I don't need a ton of plot in this one. Like, I just want a reason to care, and then I want to see them go do the job, and that's what this film I feel like was. But then what they did smart was they start building more blocks in this universe. They're like, oh, okay, great. This is a interesting place. So you're either, I think, going to be on board or not on board with sort of where it goes, because I would say it's a little silly at times, but I loved that part of it. But I think it's, the first one is probably a little bit more realistic, whereas this one, they're just tripling down on sort of the conceit of the film and his abilities and sort of this hidden assassin world, which I really like. So I think I think most fans will be excited, and I think you just need to go in knowing that they're tripling down on this.
I think you have to divorce yourself from reality. I think that you have to go in like you would the Raid and sort of the Raid 2, which all you really want to see is the crazy ways that they're going to kill people. level, right? And this is all the murder you need it to be. And they actually had a pretty good hook.
Yes.
That was the thing that I was worried about.
Which I'd argue was missing in the Raid. Like, the Raid has the hook of they just gotta go up,
Yeah.
right? It's a great film, I love it. And then Raid 2 is even just like, there's not much of a story beyond it, where I think Wick is creating a little bit more texture along with the action.
They do leave it on a note. We won't say any spoilers, but they do leave it on a note that I predict may be kind of controversial among fans. I won't say why right now, and I kind of have mixed feelings about it myself.
There's an ending part, I agree. There's one ending part, and I don't want to spoil it either, but there's one ending part I'm like, what? Did we need to do that?
Yeah.
That said, I think, this is the beginning of potentially a franchise if it's successful. I think they could easily continue this film. And I'm excited to see the character. I think he's proven now in both these films, he can get punched, get back up, and still keep going. So
he can get more than punch. I think, listen, bottom line is if you like Keanu Reeves in this role, if you like the world that they've created, it certainly expands it more. It gives it a new level of richness. You have to know that this is not a movie that is meant to be realistic. This is meant to be a character that can do things that are beyond the bounds of reality and physics quite often.
And there's so many little nods to other action films
so many
and things that there's that to watch as well when you're looking for it. So I think you just got to go in. This is a perfect action popcorn flick to go enjoy yourself, not take entirely seriously because you can't. It gets ridiculous at times, but not even ridiculous in like a triple X way. Like it's different. It's like more of a he's unhuman in certain ways.
It could not happen. It could not happen. But you know what? It's also one of those things that it's so viscerally satisfying to get that part of your nature that is violent, because we're all kind of violent if we're honest.
Yes, and I think
get it out.
The film
yes.
and the film knows that and knows how to escalate on it.
Yeah.
And it just continues to just build and build and build and build. So you're like, and when you watch this movie, just wanting him to murder people.
Because if you thought about all of the people that were being brutally murdered, you'd probably feel really bad in reality.
Totally, but then they have moments.
So
they have moments where they make you laugh during it all.
Yes.
Like Common, who I thought actually was great, and they do Toto.
Yeah.
There's a scene with Common and him in the subway where they're walking through the people, but then they're still trying to attack each other. Do you know what part I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
It's so funny. The audience is just dying after this intense moment. They're able to slide in these little moments of comedy that I think is why the film works, because they know what they're doing. They know it's absurd, but you're rooting for them.
Yeah, and they filled out the cast. It's a great supporting cast, but this does center on Keanu Reeves. He's great in this role. It was built for him. It was built for the kind of actor he is. The way that he speaks, the cadence of Keanu's voice works perfectly for this character.
He gets but I mean, the opening of the film sort of says it's Peter Stormare is like sort of the bad at the beginning of the film, and I just love it because I didn't love the villain in the first one or his sidekick. Like I felt both of them felt very generic. They weren't aware of how cool of a movie they were in, and they sort of made sort of boring choices. Whereas when you get Peter Stormare to sort of start your movie with the cigar and John Wick, like you're in for the ride that you want to be in on, because now everyone gets what this is. So I think you're either on board with that and you're excited they figured out what these movies are, or you'll be like, all right, now it's just crazy. I was in the first camp of I had a blast.
I had a blast seeing it. I think that fans of the first film may not think it was as fresh or innovative because it can't be by the nature of it being a sequel, but they did a great job with a sequel of delivering all the things that you would want from a John Wick movie. Go see it and enjoy the mayhem and bloodshed and murder and killing and death.
Pew, pew, pew! If you want to see more Screen Junkies news, you can click over here, including our honest interview with Keanu Reeves and the cast of John Wick 2. It gets pretty fun.